Schubert's Serenade. So these are the best focals the Focal makes. The Elegia. And I have Stellias over there. Those are $3,000. And I can tell you right now, knowing how people are, if I put the Stellias on the table and I painted them black, and I put these on the table and I painted them more black than they are, and you let people come in and listen to them and pick them up and say, this one or this one, this one or this one, this one or this one, I'd say 80% of people would pick this headphone over that. And they're both closed back. As far as the Elex go, because I'm pretty sure before this, the Elex were the best focal they made. I mean, the Stellia's on the wall. Stellia's got amazingly clean detail. When you sit there and study it like a fucking history exam in the 4th grade, and you're like, oh my God, I got to remember Napoleon. I got to remember Napoleon. I got to remember. Then the Stellias make sense because it's like, oh shit, you have that like 2-week-long breakthrough and like, oh yeah, I get it now. But these, you get immediately. That's what makes an intriguing headphone. I'm not saying that's for like, well, it's for lames. You got to want. These do more better than a lot of headphones. Now, $900 is not cheap. It's still 1/3 of the price of the Stellias if we're going to go with that, and 50% more than the Elex. But they work with everything. Usually I'm a little bit afraid to play low end, not on these. Usually it's like, all right, but how's the sounds? Great. Image, perfect. The only other close back I could think of that I usually recommend is the Mr. Speakers /drop / Dan Clark Audio Ether CX drop edition. And so that's like, those are, I consider like neutral. Like those are like the ballpark, holy fuck, planar neutrality. And I love them. And these are more fun than that. So if you're in the air for a nearly $1,000 closeback, let me clear the air. Look at the build. They look like every other focal that has ever been. In fact, if I pulled the Stellias off, the difference between that is that has leather behind like some holes, and this is just a nicely golf balled plastic thing with this aluminum. This is, I gotta give it a fucking sexy ass headphone. It's sexy. It is a sexy thing looking at here. We've got the metal yoke, which is the same exact yoke design that they've always got, which rocks in here. And you go up to the headband and look at this fucking padding, perforated suede. Oh, and look, there's no padding on top because the padding is on the bottom where your fucking head goes. I can't believe when headphone manufacturers get that wrong. These are spring-loaded, which keeps them looking good in pictures because they're always right. And as long as you fit your head, they have enough clamp to sort of like, my worry always with a spring-loaded thing that's trying to push down is that it's going to fuck it up. And it doesn't do that here. We just lift it up a little. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I would work that a little bit. So it's just not so tight. It doesn't say made in France anywhere on it. Oh, yes, it says fabrique in France, but I don't speak French, so I don't know what fabrique means. I know it's fabricated. I know what it means. It's fabricated. Stop it. There are some negatives. The case is nice. It's a focal case. Look, here it is. It's like, oh, it looks like a piece of fucking fancy fucking Listen Beyond. That's lame. That's the lame thing to put on this case. Oh, it's got a nice zipper too. Oh, there's so many good things. There's the box. The box says Elegia. It's all black. That's the end of the box. Congratulations. The cable it comes with. Do these pop off? Are these? I didn't actually try to. You know what? Not even take them off because the pads are comfortable. Look at the it's on the inside too. They did the color match thing, and these are soft memory. Oh God! So they sound amazing. They're comfortable. They're well built. And I've given like half-ass, like, oh, focal's well built, the focal's not. These are well built. The owner abused them. I've abused them. We're just abusive people. We're just terrible people. They don't feel like they're gonna break anytime soon. Watch them snap right now. Ready? Flies right through the thing. This is the problem. The only real problem is this, because that's the wire it comes with. Now, I neglected to contact the owner and be like, hey, is this the only cable it comes with? Because the Amazon page doesn't fucking say it. But this is a very, very short, very, very stiff. Hold on, I can get it to stay up. I have a 1/4-inch adapter on the end of it, but I can still get it to stay up. Like a snake, like one of those snake toys to make it out of wood. It's the same focal wire that you get on a lot of things. In fact, I sold one in the yard sale this month. 3.5 millimeter with a screw-on adapter, aluminum, focal, strain relief, and then you have 2 wires like this, going down in the fabric wrap, so you can't really twist it, and it physically cannot bend this way because there's 2 wires in there, but it can bend this way. So it's like a one-directional bending wire, which makes it a little bit stiff, but at least it's quality. At least it's quality. It's got some negatives about it. Aluminum. What the best part, however, is the fact that it terminates in 3.5 millimeter, and not something stupid, not some proprietary locking one, or one that uses like the ring instead of the tip for the ground. Something it just uses a 3.5. So we could put that down for 9. My biggest problem with it is it's short. It's like, am I supposed to use these portable? Because you can. Nothing saying you can't. Nothing saying you can't, just throw your backpack on your back, throw your Elegias on your head, take off the 1/4-inch adapter unless you're using a X2O, X2O5 Plus or something. Plug it in 3.5 millimeter to your BTR5 and just go about your business. Now I'm going to plug them in balanced to the GSX Mini over here. I was just using the K&I H6. Because I'm trying to get like a feel for how different amplifiers massage these. I used them on tubes for a little bit. I actually used them on the little hybrid tubes also, the little exo hybrids, and they're fucking glorious. So don't be afraid to tube these, but they're one of the few closed back headphones that I don't think needs a tube. Like I went to the A90 and I was expecting it to be like, all right, very linear. It's going to be very clean. These are going to need something other than this. They're going to need the IH8, or they're going to need the Rebel amp, or they're going to need this to sound the best. No, they just sound they're the best to begin with. I'm talking about the best in the focal lineup. Do I think the Stellias aren't as good as these? I think the Stellias take a little more paying attention to love them. Like the fact that they're on my wall should say something. But if I could trade those for these and get $2,000 cash in my hand in a fucking heartbeat, do that. But boom, steak dinners for fucking 6 months. Like 1 steak a week I'm talking about. Oh, that's 52 weeks a year. It's 26 steak dinner. 26 divided by 2. Yeah, you could. I don't know if that's doable. Someone else do the math for me. Point is now GSX Mini. Point is now unpause. It's just such a relaxing sound too. That's another thing. I have a very specific preference for audio. So when people don't agree with me, it's not usually because I'm lying to them. It's because my preference is not their preference. I like vanilla ice cream with maybe a little bit of Hershey syrup. And they like chocolate ice cream with a little bit of crack cocaine on it. And it's like, we just don't match. I like a headphone, especially in this price range. Unless you are working in the music field, boys and girls. Unless you are mastering the comeback album for Daft Punk, if you're watching this video in 2027 and Daft Punk are reunited for a final tour, please leave a like. Unless you are doing the heavy duty, I am paid to make sure this sound is accurate from a boss who's someone else. You're just listening for pleasure. You're a pleasure listening. And you can't get pleasure wrong. I don't think. There's probably legal ways to do it. But for listening, for actual just sitting here listening, there's nothing that says that this is the way something should sound. This is the way something has to sound. What Where was I going with that? I don't fucking care. Where was I going with that? I just keep turning the knob up and down and up because I'm like, all right, I'll turn it down to speak. But then I'm like, but I don't have anything really more to say. I just want to listen to Schubert's Serenade. Ooh, the Dexter soundtrack. Yeah, these immediately exude the fact that they're $1,000. How's that? How's that for a fucking review? I've gotten headphones that don't sound $1,000 when you put them on and they cost $1,000. Then I've gotten cheaper headphones that don't exude the fact they cost $200 because they sound like they cost $1,000. And these are doing a tremendous job of sounding what they're worth. Are they for mixing and mastering? Oh no. No, they're too much. They do too much to the sound to make it just good. They fix all your problems. Ah, what's your problem? My music's all 128 MP3. That's fine. It'll be fine. Just run them through the Elegia filter. Granted, I'm doing GSX Mini and then I'm doing dual DAX filters, so it's like, Oh, here you go. Nero Doomsday. So that's a very, actually, I think Nero is French. Am I wrong? You know, this Nero. We're going to have some bass notes hit now. Hold on. Okay, so, skipping ahead. That is going to kill me. Very rare will I put a focal up to the point where it's going to kill me. Yes. Just fucking yes. Stop it. Stop torturing me with these fucking headphones. It's bad enough I don't have Elex here on the wall. And now it's like, by the way, you don't have these on the wall either. Fuck. I just don't know the wire. The wire is literally only negative. Like usually these reviews are like praise, 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 but. So it's praise, 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 but wire is fucking weird. And now I don't know if balance is helping them at all. Some headphones respond better to balancing. Usually because it's a power thing. These are really low ohm. These are like 35 ohms. They don't need a lot of power. So you can use them portably. Why would you? Because you're a baller. Like, baller. But other than that, like, it's probably going to be sitting at your desk and listening to this on whatever the fuck you want. Because from the shuffling around of all the amplifiers, granted nothing here is garbage. Should I include a garbage amplifier on this rack? Something that's just like, this is the, baseline minimum horseshit. And then plug it into, I probably should, if I'm going to have like 7 or 8 amps there eventually. I don't know what to say. I'm mind boggled, but I'm not at the same time. Like, they're $900 fucking dollars, and they're from a brand that a lot of people like and enjoy. I've heard other models by them that were like, Focal Clears weren't like, they didn't sell themselves to me. And what were the other ones that were in the middle that I just like, I meh out of existence. These don't meh. I pulled these out for like 6 or 7 reviews in the 3 weeks or 4 weeks they've been here. They just sit on the table over there waiting for their review. Today is the day. Sitting on the table, and I'm just like, I'll do the Elegias with this. And it hurts a little bit because every time I listen to whatever it was like, oh, they sound great. Oh, wait, no, that's the Elegia sounding great. The thing I was testing, irrelevant to the conversation. So yeah, I would say the Elegias are a fucking buy. If I'm that dude on the TV who's like, sell, buy. I think my chest freezer came on and that made the waifu disappear for a split second. Do we still have audio? That shouldn't have happened. That was weird. I've never had that happen before. Is that performance anxiety manifesting itself? Manifesting? Yeah, no, these are the best. If these are the best Focal headphones for just pure like, oh shit, I love the way these sound. And they're probably, if they beat the Ether CX, then these are real close to the best closebacks of all closebacks. I know what I still like more are the Verite closed by ZMF, but those are $2,500. So now we're going back to the Focal Stelia argument of like, well, is it worth that much more in cash, not in your hands? That always works, by the way. Imagining literally a pile of 20s or 100s in your hand, the equivalent of the difference in price between two models is like, yeah, just give me the cheaper one in the cash. It's always the case. That's how this fucking channel's brain works. It's like, I could do something more expensive or have money. And this is one of those feelings where you're like, well, I could get a $300 or $400 closeback because there's a couple decent ones. I mean, I'm looking at you, fucking T60RP Argon. I'm looking at you at like $400, which is half the cost of this. It's half the cost. But I might this over that. That'll still do more bass. But this is so put together. And that has to like be modified by a human being who's driver magic just to get it to that levels. And he's undercharging. God damn it, you're undercharging. Anyway, yes. I don't want to keep ranting on and off. I'll just my refrigerator might try to kill me or something. Wallpaper girl in the description. She's very well dressed. I don't know. Is that a French thing? She's probably wearing something French. I'm sure it's a ship girl because everyone knows ship girls. Yeah, I want to just bob my head. Oh God, wait. Violent Delights, Westworld. Yeah, the sound like washes over you. Because you people are going to be fucking like, oh, you didn't even describe the headphone, Theos. Imaging, spectacular. Layers, multiple layers, little ones, leading forward in diagonal angles, so sounds travel inwards towards you. Honestly, the louder I put them up, the sound stage goes from like close in here to like up back. As I turn that, it's like... So when you play it at low volume, you get everything, and then you start raising the volume, and it's like it backs away. And I don't know how it does that. That's just a weird thing that's happening. I just want to blow my brains out with Elegias. They're so fucking good. That's it. They're so good. They're so fucking good, and I cannot recommend them more. So add them to your Christmas list, everybody. We've got a whole year. I'm sure Focal will somehow not restock them or raise the price or ruin the build. This happens every time with me. If you love your Elegias, if you own Elegias, please comment. If you're thinking about buying Elegias or you're on the fence, please comment. If you fucking hate Focal and they're... What was it? Didn't they have shitty build quality? Because I'm not feeling it now. This is luxury levels. This is like Burberry would sell Focal headphones in their stores level of quality. Then they'd put a pattern on the top of it and it'd be $9,000. But yeah, no. Tell us your Focal stories in the comments below. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Have you ever owned a set? Do you really want a set? In a heartbeat, trade those Stelias for that. I mean, I love the Stelias. The Stelias bring prestige, but I'd probably listen to these more. That's just the way it comes down to. Wallpaper Girl description. Again, Wallpaper Girl description. Again. Patreon subscribe stars. See these reviews early. Because if you don't see these reviews early, then you see them with the public, and then you're like one of those, ooh, public people, and then you don't get inside to buy these before they load stock. Or because, 300 people view it at the same time, which is usually what my patrons is like 300 people will watch it. If 300 people watch it and 300 people click and 10% of those people buy it, the price goes up in a week because someone's like, oh, fuck, there's a rush on Elegias for some reason. Raise the price. And then it becomes public and then it's ruined. But yeah, $5 a month on Patreon and subscribe stars. See reviews early. Get into the yard sales. This is a borrowed loaner set, so I'm not putting this in there. I have no plans to put the Stelias in the yard sale ever. They're too nice just to like look at ever. Like if they break, they're going to get encrusted in like acrylic and just sit on a fucking coffee table. Yes, 1st to 10th of every month, yard sales. I sell things that companies have sent to me, or I've bought, or people have donated to the channel. No minimum starting bid. I ship for free continental United States, 1/3 shipping international. Check out the forums on Hi-Fi Guides, and the Hi-Fi Guides post is going to all be updated. There should be a post for every headphone I've ever reviewed on there, an official post. And don't forget to check out, what else was I going to say? Did the wallpaper, Patreon subscribers. Oh, $10 tier. I forgot about the $10 tier, which is where you can ask me any questions you'd like. If you want to ask me questions, please do not hesitate. For 1 month, join the $10 tier of my Patreon or Subscribe Star. Ask me anything you want in the Telegram chat, which is on my phone, wherever my phone is, and I will get back to you. I get back to everybody. I cannot get back to you if you message me on platform. I used to say that in my old videos. It just doesn't. I can't. I need 2 of me, maybe 3 of me. And I can't hire someone to answer questions if I'm the only one that knows the answer. It's too much. So the $10 chat lets me much more efficiently answer your questions. Plus, you get to hang out with a bunch of people who already know the answers, or maybe they have questions you can answer. Yes, and that works for Patreon and Subscribe Star. Either one works. And now we're done, right? We did the thing. We did the wallpaper. We're good. Thank you to the person who loaned these to me. Or fuck you to the person who loaned these to me, because now I want a set, and I certainly do not need more headphones, but I want a set. This would be a great set to like, this would be the set right now. Oh, I don't know, what's high-end audio? You pull this out, you got a Defon Ray Honey or any amplifier really, you plug it in, you plug it, here's your phone, head your head. Oh, that's what high quality is. I didn't understand.